We are now 194 days away from the official release of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, and with each and every week that passes by, we are also only getting closer to the next trailer for this movie that will be presented over at San Diego Comic-Con by JJ, Disney, and Lucasfilm, etc. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. So, in case you guys did not know, we do know that filming began over in Jordan and Pinewood and Cardington August 1st of 2018, that stretched all the way over to the month of February of 2019 this year. And as they were going through post-production, they were going into the reshoot phase. Now, the reshooting phase began in May, that's stretching out all the way until July of 2019. Now, what's really exciting about Episode 9 has got to be George Lucas and his involvement with this film. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this movie, and when it all comes down to one of the set leaks and one of the plans by Disney, Lucasfilm, and JJ, this is where things begin to get very exciting for Episode 9. Now, specifically, what's really intriguing is that it's described that Disney, Lucasfilm, and JJ Abrams have a plan in place to reshoot a vital scene for the third act of the film that will involve the characters of Rey, Kylo Ren, Luke Skywalker, and Palpatine. Though it's unclear that all the actors will be a part of the reshoots, it's described that George Lucas will be involved in a significant way to add to the scene, to make it more emotional and powerful. It's described that the sequence has to do with two big revelations for both Luke Skywalker and Darth Sidious that will be tweaked and changed by George Lucas himself and remade this July, where the last set of reshoots are planned before they are fully embraced with post-production strictly. The sequence is said to have dialogue written by George and that he will also be directing it with JJ Abrams. It's described to have the biggest saga-wide implications that will also be inspired from the expanded universe. It's said that Ian McDiarmid will also be a part of the reshoots of his revelation being tweaked, where as for Mark Hamill as Luke, it's unclear, but his revelation will be going through some changes as well, to better fit the rewrites that took place during the month of November. So I want to go over a couple of parts about this. Now, this is something that I would not be worried about in any way, shape, or form, because these types of things always happen with the Star Wars films. In fact, in case you guys did not know, if it weren't for reshoots for Rogue One, A Star Wars Story back in 2016, we wouldn't have had the iconic Darth Vader moment striking down the rebel soldiers aboard the Tantive 4. So what I like about this is that it eventually is going to really satisfy fans, because I believe that this is going to make the scene feel more true to the characters of Luke and Sidious, having George Lucas on board, changing and remaking a specific vital moment that's going to deliver two big revelations for the character of Luke and Sidious himself. Now, Ian McDiarmid so far is said to be a part of these reshoots and will be filming scenes for the movie this July. Now, we're not quite sure how extensive the reshoots are going to be. I don't think it's going to be too big, but there will be remade portions of the scenes that have already been shot for, of course, The Rise of Skywalker. Now, the main purpose of all of this is to better fit the story from the reshoots that took place during the month of course, November and December, and the rewrites here and there. And what I like about that is that they're really trying their very hardest in order to really match up the continuity with the changes that were made during the fall and winter of 2018. In case you guys did not know, there were a lot of rewrites and changes to the third act, specifically the ending of the movie, during the events of course, November and December, when they were getting closer to the very end of principal photography, which was February. So, with that being said, the fact that George is on board and remaking a specific scene that has to do with both Luke, Kylo Ren, Rey, and Darth Sidious, I believe it also falls directly in line with what we have been hearing through some of the concept art descriptions and stuff like that related to the final battle between both Luke, Kylo, Sidious / the new villain, as well as Luke's Force Ghost playing a role in this duel. Playing a role in the background, I should say. So, what I like about Episode 9 is that we also know that this film is going to have a lot of saga-wide implications, and this could either be a very good or a bad thing. It's a big risk by Disney and Lucasfilm, but I do have faith in JJ Abrams. I really do. I feel like that this movie is going to be the best Star Wars film of the sequel trilogy, After I had a lot of issues with The Last Jedi, I am really hoping that this movie really is going to live up to expectations. And I believe that it will. It is a big movie. Even the editor, Marianne, who was involved with this film, she herself even said not too long ago, I believe it was on the show From Script to Screen or something like that, where she unveiled that this movie is a big movie and they had far less time to edit it all together. So you can only imagine, how much work they're really going through in order to get this movie right. So George Lucas, the man who created Star Wars, we really do have to lend him a lot of credit. If it weren't for George, we wouldn't have Star Wars at all. I mean, heck, we wouldn't even have Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, which, by the way, a lot of people are expressing a lot of mixed reactions on that theme park. I don't know about you guys, but there's a lot of mixed reactions about that park over in California. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.